Good morning, YouTube family. I want to go live on my phone, but I went live on my tablet. In this video, we're going to be exploring powerful reasons why healing yourself and having self-awareness is a personal development and it should be top priority. But I'm making this video because I feel like a lot of the videos on YouTube now have not been helpful for me. As a person who loved YouTube my whole life since it started and been on YouTube, this is like my fifth page since it started. YouTube is kind of boring now, and everyone's talking about the same celebrity gossip, the same stuff, and it's starting to become a little bit repetitive. So I want to talk about something that actually matters. So we're talking about this because I just had this argument with my coworkers. So I just want to make sure that we as people are having positive, meaningful debates about things that actually matter because Black people will debate anything except for things that matter. But before we jump into the topics of this video, I'm just going through my notes so you probably can't tell if you're here. This video is going to be called Disaster Plus Dating. Really, why we need to heal before we date. A wake-up call for the culture. And you know why we the culture. We lead, we drive, and people follow. We just don't own or have anything because we're so busy. So hello, this is your girl, LexieLondonn, and thank you so much for visiting my channel. This is not a rant or an attack. I love you for real. For real. Sister, brother, I love you. Aunt, uncle, I love you. Children, I love you. For real. This is a wake-up call for us. That's why I didn't make all the fun editing stuff. And I'm going to just start going live because some of the stuff I want to talk about, I feel like my editing style is not serious enough to talk about. This is a real talk about healing, love, and how we move forward as a people that I don't think we're creating the spaces for. Everything's a battle. I just want to mention that love is beautiful, but not when it's built on broken foundations. And let's just jump right in. Let's talk about it. Let me see if anybody's here and I want to say hello. This is a live video. Please catch the playback. Please like, subscribe, and comment if you're engaging with this content. And please, my YouTube algorithm told me I'm getting a lot of new people watching, but no one's hitting the bell. So make sure you hit that like, subscribe, and that bell to see all my videos and notifications. But let's get right to business. So let's talk about it. Why is dating not suitable and we need to heal? First of all, number one, we have a lot of emotional wounds in our community that attract emotional chaos. People often want more than they can handle. And that means that if you're born into chaos, usually you attract chaos. And not because you're trying to, it's just usually it senses you. It feels itself and it comes. People carry unhealed childhood trauma, heartbreaks, or abandonment into new relationships, especially in our community. I was talking today to some young people, and they were saying how they never trust girls. They don't trust people. But this young person had like 15 girlfriends. He never trusts them, but he trusts them enough to touch them and kiss them. And I feel like we need to determine and establish ourselves. Hurt people often attract hurt people or worse. So I think that's one thing we need to focus on. I feel like when you're young, you be focused on love, love, love. When I was young, oh my God, I thought it was like a fairy tale. The first boy who touched me, he loves me. If you do something, relations with somebody, they love you. They don't. As I got older, I'm starting to realize that we don't know how to love. Actually, we never seen it. I know in my family, I have a lot of aunts who were married, but not in not in happy marriages. Or I have a lot of uncles who are married, but they use women and women like to be used. I just feel like I've seen a lot of relationships that were beneficial to people, but not real loving marriages. It's just a lot of unhealed people, broken people trying to figure it out together. And that usually doesn't work out that way. Dating can become an escape from self-work. When I was younger, I remember my friends always like the way to get over a man is to get into another one. Actually, it's not. That's the way to meet another loser. And I don't want to make this a man-hating thing because this is for women too. We should not be dating until we are ready to date financially, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. There's so much people who I love who put the touch, the sex before the love. And then I watch them be destroyed by the sex before the love because that can really mess with your mental health. You're just getting all these quick fixes, but not really addressing the issue that is causing you to do all this risky behavior, if that makes sense. Dating can become an escape from self-work. Constantly dating can be a distraction from facing your pain, your habits, or your identity. I know a lot of people. I'm just speaking from my experience on life because I want this planet to actually be better when I leave. I know people don't care anymore. They're like, F it, let it burn. But I don't want this beautiful planet to burn. It's such a wonderful oasis for us. And if we just figure out how to love ourselves, I think a lot of that inner love could be pushed out into the world. And I hate to sound like a fairy tale, but it is facts. Constantly dating can be a distraction facing your pain, habits, or identity, meaning that you're always looking for someone to touch, to bone, to jump on, but you're not focusing on maybe why you're sad, why your emotions are up and down. And a lot of people who I know as we get older, that's when I'm starting to see it more, who emotions are all erratic and stuff, is usually, or they have like anxiety or stuff, is usually people who are one, not taking care of their body. They're not being careful what they put in their body. So why would you even want to date if you can't even take care of yourself? Why would you want to like go date someone else and bring kids and destroy them? And then it's like the people who are not focusing on their goals. A lot of us are love focused, but not goal focused. We put the cart, I was talking to my grandma, we put the cart before the horse, meaning that we're having families. We're looking for love. We're in relationships since 14. Like we're before even having goals or dreams or like the first time I had a real boyfriend for real, I was in college. And thank God for that, because if I wasn't, I feel like my mind would have been so warped on this one boy. That's all I got. But I had college, I had basketball, I had friends. So when he left, I didn't care. I was like, deuces. But I feel like other girls my age, like some of my friends, all had kids at the same age I was in college because that's all they had was that man. And none of my friends, because we're no longer friends, all the girls I know who had kids from the first boyfriend, none of them are together, men and women. Relationships can mask but not heal inner pain. And I just feel like as a black community, you could blame the white man, you could blame slavery, you could blame the crack, you could blame your grandma, you could blame your parents. End of the day, this is your life, and you really want to have the best possible life. And no way is finding someone else to kiss on, love on, and rub on the solution for your trauma, your childhood pain, and your sadness. It's not. We actually, a lot of us need therapy. A lot of us need to find hobbies to do besides each other, like hiking. I'll tell you some of my hobbies. I like to dance. I like to sing. I like to make YouTube videos. Subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell. I like to make TikToks. I like to travel. I like to meet people. I like to try new things. I like to learn new languages. I like to learn. I just like anything that helps me grow as a person. I'm on it. Dating is not something I like to do, but it's just something that gradually happens when I'm doing all these things I love. And that's what I'm gonna get to my next point. You might feel better temporarily, but those wounds reappear in conflict, jealousy, or codependency. I don't watch some of the best people I know with the best personalities focus on love when they really should be focused on money, career, their goals. And I feel like if you don't heal yourself as a whole person or come to a relationship as a whole person, you should not be dating. Now, this video might not be for someone under, let's say, 22 years of age, because I feel like that's your grounds to see what you like, but you should not be having with everybody you date. I know that sounds crazy, but you shouldn't, especially if you're under. But I'm just saying, the first thing you should do, I think you need to establish rules as a culture, because the first thing you should do is figure out who you are and find self love. You know how many people I know who didn't love themselves and they look back now and wish they didn't do the stuff they did? It's because they didn't love themselves. And yes, it's growing pains, but why can't I make this video so someone else don't have to go through the growing pains? I wish someone would have told me these things I'm telling you. Love is not the answer to every problem. The answer is self love, self prophecy, healing. Healing could look like traveling, speaking to your family, journaling. Get my journal, The Traps, help you unleash some of that natural beauty. But healing comes first. And I don't know how people heal because a lot of people in our culture doesn't like therapy and stuff. And as a person who's been suggested to go to therapy, I'm still thinking about it. There are other ways to heal. I do yoga, I do grounding, I work out. There's so much things to do. And I feel like we need to skip a generation or so of dating. There needs to be at least 10, 10, 20, maybe not 10 years, but 10 years, maybe 10 years of no new black babies being born. Because what are we, to drill music, to hoods, to poverty? Like a lot of people are being selfish when they think of kids. They're not thinking about, oh, this is a whole person I now have to love, develop, and pour into. No. I see a lot of women say, I wish I could go back and redo. I made so much mistakes in my first. No, because they wasn't ready. So relationships can mask, but not heal in the pain. Maybe that people like that feeling. That's why people do drugs. They like that newness feeling. They like to feel that way, but it's not going to be the solution, babe. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I want to tell you the truth. Validation seeking over self love. I know so much people who look for validation. I don't want to bring up anybody because they hate when I use people as examples, but I know people who care more about how they look to attract the opposite sex than how they care about themselves. I watch people get surgeries and not fix their self, but fix the outside, like it's going to make everything on the inside better. It's not. This is not a busher. I feel like I'm busting bubbles, but it's not. What healing actually looks like. Let's talk about what healing looks like because I feel like maybe we don't know. I mentioned a few things, but that's just the things I do. Everyone's going to be different. So, what does healing look like? Therapy, self-reflection, magic, natural beauty, get the traps journal, affirmations, healing, and goal settings, setting boundaries. We need to normalize therapy. Healing isn't weakness, it's maintenance. And I feel like that's something we're not realizing. I think we see therapy as therapy. Back in the day, therapy was speaking to your grandma, speaking to your aunt, speaking to your mom, speaking to someone you could trust with your emotions and are okay to just be. Sometimes I might be a friend. For me, I don't really have people in my life that I feel comfortable to speak with about my personal stuff. I do find other ways to get it out. I journal. Get my journal, The Trap, magicnaturalbeauty.com. It'll be in the comments. But there's other ways to do this. I'm thinking about people I know. My friend, people go to church. You just need to find someone that you feel safe with, that you can trust. I'm not talking about your girlfriend or boyfriend, because oftentimes we put all this onto a partner and then wonder why no one wants to be with us because you're fragmented, you're trauma dumping. And therapy is if you have nobody, I would say go to therapy, but somebody to talk to, you can unleash the dragon. Healing in a journal is awesome, but I think feedback from humans is better because you get to have someone hear you and listen to you, which is a part of the healing. Another way we can heal that we don't talk about often and more enough is setting boundaries and accountability. We don't have accountability in our culture at all. I watch men have 15 baby mothers and 15 kids, women too, and the parents don't say nothing. They just accept the kids. Oh, my grandkids. No, it should be shamed a little. Because why are you watching your child destroy their life and bring more people to destroy their life? Your son's destroying lives and making more people from your bloodline. Like, you have to think about this. I think about it like this. If I get reincarnated through my daughter's children, would I rather come back to a life I set up before I was there or rather come back and build again? Think about it like that. Because I feel like if we thought about it like that, a lot of us would not be having children. If you're very poor and you have no interest in growth and you're just out here having fun, you should not have children. I'm very much pro-choice. Do what you got to do. Protect yourself, birth control. All right. So you learn to say no to dysfunction, including your own. Setting boundaries is not just for other people, it's for yourself too. You can't just portray yourself. Like if you say you're abstinent and you meet a guy, you like him and you bone him, you betrayed yourself. You, no matter how much you like that guy, you promise yourself you wouldn't do something and then you lie to yourself. The first part of being there for yourself and healing is setting boundaries, babe. It's setting boundaries. And I hate to say that, but it is facts. Let's talk about the next thing where we could step up and start what healing looks like, breaking generational curses. And I know you see this on TikTok. Oh yeah, I don't beat my kids. I take them everywhere. Right now, I think what millennials is doing is giving their kids everything they never had. But this kid is not you. I realized that with my own daughter, like she's not me. I'm buying her all these toys because I wish I had toys. I'm giving her all these hugs. I wish I had hugs. But she not me. She grew up with love. She don't understand what a hug feel like. It just feels like now you're nagging me, you're smothering me. And we have to raise our kids the way they need it and not what we need it. And that kind of sucks because all you can think about is us. And that's how I know we're not healed properly because we shouldn't be trying to heal our inner childhood through our children. And that's what's happening. So a lot of times kids are getting pushed to do things they wouldn't want to do just because the parent wish they could have. Like I see mothers driving their kids to football, soccer, and their kids don't even like sports. But it's because I wanted to play sports and my mother was on drugs, so you're gonna do it. It don't work like that. I watched this girl from my neighborhood put her daughter in all these ballet classes. Her daughter looks happy, but you can tell she's doing it to make her mom happy. And I don't think it's bad to have one or two activities for your kids, keep them in shape, keep them active. I did a lot of after school stuff, but I'm saying stop trying to live to your kids and break generational curses, which means repeating of patterns. Many of us are repeating patterns we saw growing up, the chaos, the survival, the emotional shutdown. Oh my God, I grew up in an emotionally shut down house. My aunt would come, yell, and then shut down, meaning that she could say how she feel. Everyone else's feelings don't matter. Just keep how you feel inside because I'm right. That's how I grew up. So I still struggle with expressing myself because I always felt like it don't matter what I say. Who cares? I'm just going to get in trouble for talking. So I speak. But I still struggle with that. And I'm almost 40, y'all. And I love to talk. But I used to have a way stronger spirit, but my family did break it down by one, trying to protect me, and two, growing up in be seen not heard era. This is not the seen not heard era. These kids are going to be seen, and they're definitely going to be heard. So we definitely have to change our strategies every few generations. So that's breaking the generational curse too. We don't talk about that enough. How we're trying to heal ourselves through our children when it's a new generation. They need new things, new rules, new stuff. It's a new world, baby. So another part of healing we need to get to is rebranding identity outside of romantic labels. If Who are you without a partner? I have like I know a few people in my life at work and in real life and in my neighborhood I grew up in where I live now. Who are you without a partner? It's like people just get so caught up in someone else's life, they forget they're here for a reason too. And that is kind of sad. Can you be whole while being single? That was the hardest thing for me because every time I didn't have a relationship, I'm like, okay, I have to look for my next relationship. And then I'm like, why am I looking for another person? And that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. Just focus on loving myself. Oh my God. And focus on loving myself have brought my self-esteem up higher. You know what's crazy? I never had low self-esteem, but I was stupid as hell. Like, oh my God, take me on one date. Tell me you like me. You got me. Oh, I'm in love. He texts me every day and say good morning. It's like it's just because you were so excited to get the bare minimum because you didn't feel heard. You didn't feel love. That when someone showed you attention, you was willing to take it all off and give them, and they didn't even like you. They were just mirroring what they think they needed to do to get you, babe. So we need to rebuild our identity outside of romantic labels and focus on who we are, what we're doing. And as you get older, I notice a lot of women build that identity. A lot of women build that identity. I notice men don't. Men usually, I hate to say this, men usually go with the flow of their friend group. Their friend likes sports, they like sports. They usually go with the flow. Men are more go with the flow. Women are not. And that's why you see such a difference between black women and black men. And don't let all these master's degrees and nurses degrees fool you. These women are still stupid. They just feel that they've acquired financial money. So now they feel they could pick and choose. And they usually date my uncles, the men I told you about who use women for money and live off them. But these are the kind of women who don't care. Because most of these women who have these degrees are not taking care of themselves. Their money is their looks. So they're big backing. But that's another video. That's a topic I started on TikTok about black women not being healthy. But that's another video. But that ties back into not loving yourself. How can you possibly date me when you're out of shape, close to diabetes, at risk, high blood pressure? Why are you looking for love? You're looking for somebody to die with? Because that's what it seems like. And that's what men do when they get older. That's what women do when they get unhealthy. But okay, another way we can find balance is creating internal peace before sharing life with someone else. That's something that I did so well that I can't even find people at my same frequency. And I don't mind because I think that we keep thinking that everyone has a soulmate. I have thought about this before I say this. I said to myself, if I never found love again, real love, because now that I know myself, love myself, it's going to be real love. Will I be okay with that? And guys, I will. That cat life don't sound too bad. I already got one child, thank God. But if I could go back, I would do this with none. Note to girls with no kids, note to men with no kids. There's nothing out here. And not to say it like that. Everyone out here is lost, hurt, broken, looking for someone to make them feel bigger. And the only way you can feel bigger is if you big yourself. Hype me up. Hype me up. That's why they want to do a YouTube video because I would edit it and put all that stuff in there. But okay. So creating internal peace before sharing life with someone. Oh my God. I know so many of people I know have no internal peace. Married, single, they have no internal peace. They are messed up. And like things like anxiety, something I don't believe in. I don't believe in anxiety and stuff like that. I think this is all choices that led to this. So it could be health-wise, what you eat, what you put in your body, how you don't move your body, how you don't drink water, how you don't focus on yourself. And then the saddest part about this situation is a lot of these people realize they need to heal after they have 4 or 5 kids, they're married, they're in a relationship. That's when they realize, hey, maybe I should have healed a little. But let's keep going. So tell me what you think about this in the comments. And since we're halfway through my video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. I hope this video fills you up because YouTube lately hasn't been filling me up. I feel like it's just been diddy. Go to my old channel, LexieLondonn, to see my documentaries on everybody. But I feel like on this channel, I want to go towards the future. I am tired of this nothing conversation, just filling this space with trash. We need to really have these conversations And in the comments, we need to start establishing what are some things we should do before we allow Black kids to date. Because other cultures have them. They have quinceañeras, bar mitzvah. These are passages from boy to man, from girl to woman. We don't have that in the Black community. So when you have a baby, I guess you're a woman. You could be 14 to 89. You're a woman now. All right. Let's move on a little bit. How love becomes stronger after healing. Let's talk about the benefits after you heal if you choose to love. Because I feel like I said, we might have to take a couple of generations off. If you from a bloodline, that's ain't nothing. And I told my coworker this, and I think she got offended. I told her, girl, have an abortion. And I think she took it offensively because people love their children. Come on. But in this time, if I had the choice to be a single woman or a mother, baby, I would be a single woman. Every weekend I could be on vacation, baby. I'm getting money. My YouTube is growing. But I chose a choice, and now I have to give up part of my life for that choice. And a lot of women don't want to do that. A lot of women don't even have the capacity to do that because they're so broken or unhealed, but they're having kids. Kids are not easy. I know the pictures and we keep up. What about the crying? What about the lack of sleep? What about the money? What about the price? What about having to give up some of your life to make sure someone else is good? Yeah, it sounds easy, but are you actually doing it? I know a lot of parents who don't parent. They just fill the house with food and snacks and they go in the fucking room. They go outside. They go sit with their friends. Parenting is sitting one-on-one. I sit with my daughter. I talk to her. I know her. I don't know her because she's in my house. I know her because I actually have conversations about her day, her friends, her life, her fears, her anger, her goals. And we even talk about stuff like this. And she's a young Black woman. I tell her, she says she's not having kids. I don't want to fear her from having kids, but I'm not mad at her. I said, you don't have to think about that now. I want you to travel the world. I want you to find yourself. White kids take off years to travel. I will pay for that literally for my daughter. And that's how you know, even though I am unhealed, I have found healing. But I will also tell you this. I built my life up before I had a kid, y'all. Before I had a kid. By 19, I had a degree, y'all. That's 2 years out of college, high school. So I was kind of already good because I built myself up. I just wasn't aware of my worth. And if I knew that, I would be way better off. So not everyone needs everything. There's going to be kids who live in the suburbs. They're going to have parents who love them, parents who care. They might need the self-esteem. Like, baby girl, don't let this little dirty hood boy touch you. Baby boy, we don't raise our sons to value themselves. Today I was talking to a boy, and he was saying only girls could be victims. What? Because boys don't think they're victims because it's girls touch them. Older women, older men, whatever. But my thing is, innocence is innocence. You need to raise your son to feel just as special and protected as your daughter. Your son shouldn't feel like I can be a thought, but my sister can't. It's no difference because your sister would date the boy one day. He's a thought. We all need to value ourselves and our bodies. You only get one. All right. Love sorry. You choose from. All right. So segment 3: how to become stronger after healing. You choose from clarity, not loneliness. Oh my God! Now that go watch my TikTok. I was gonna say I'll put it down there, but this is a live video. It's in the comments. My socials is the same name on TikTok. But when you love yourself, you don't choose people. I feel like a lot of my friends chose men because they were lonely. I think some of my friends chose men because they were already mothers and they thought no one would love them. And they could have did better. I think their life could have been different or better. There's nothing wrong with the lives because everyone has their own life. And some people may feel happy in their chaos in their lives because they didn't heal. So they make excuses for why this is okay. But it's not okay, yo. It's not okay. No matter how it's coming out for you. It could be like, I'm figuring it out. You shouldn't have to figure it out. You should have figured it out before you got this far. That's all I'm saying. And this is not to judge people who already made these choices. How can we do better? How can we make this better? Maybe we don't date right now. Maybe we focus on our children. If you have a child under 16, your focus should be 100% on the child. No man. Especially not a man that's not their dad. Because look at what's happening, law and order, all this stuff, abuse. When you can't pour into somebody while you pour into somebody, while that somebody is still developing. I'm sorry, you can't. Unless you have money, you can hire a nanny, you have a grandma, you have family, you have support. That's different. But there's no way you should be out on dates while your children are home at night. I hate to say that because I'm like, we gotta live too. You made a choice to be a mother. That was the life you chose. And I hate to tell y'all that because it feels crazy. And as a mother, it sucks to hear that, but it's facts. That's what you really needed when you was a kid. That's the generation curse you're trying to break. But y'all keep skipping that part. You keep saying what your mother said. I need a life too. But then you was a little kid who felt abandoned and lonely and no one listened to you. No one heard you. You was abused. But now you're doing that to your child. You at the club every weekend. You getting drunk. You getting high. You a bum asshole. A bum ass. Yeah, yeah. That's what you are. All the men. Like, there's no way I watch rappers. I don't care how famous and how rich they act. There's no way Chris Brown should be a fourth baby mother. That's disgusting. And all these women he got could have had a husband who loved them. But these women wanted fame and money. So they chose a man who would never really love them. He'll just plant babies in them and keep a few of them around until they get older. And then he'll throw them away. But they'll be okay because they got child support to 18. That's not a life you want, baby. You don't want to be waiting to be chose. Look at Cassidy. I'm not trying to down her, but she chose this lifestyle for money and it left her with nothing. She was back at her parents' house. If this whole P. Diddy thing to come out, Cassie be in Connecticut living with her parents, struggling in single mother welfare. Welfare. And look at all she had to go through just to come and embarrass herself in front of the world for a couple of mil. Everyone like, yeah, but she got 15. Okay. She just admitted to being a sex worker, a whole, like she just admitted to so much things that I would never have said. And I'm happy she did. This is the world we live in. People are going to use you. If you were healed, you're less likely to be used. So heal people date intentionally, not just to fill a void. A lot of wealthy and successful people are not healed. Look at P. Diddy. P. Diddy is not healed. He's taking out his inner stuff on everyone else because he has the power and money to do it. And people allow him. That's not true, dude. See, I can't edit this stuff out. Love becomes partnership, not rescue. This is how you love after you healed. And I ain't gonna hold you, Black people, we look young longer. We have more time to discover ourselves. But what often happens is we rush into love. White people get married around 40 and 50. It's a couple who live next door to me. They look like they're in their 40s. They don't even have kids, maybe 30s. I don't know. They age faster. They don't have no kids. They be chilling. I noticed the difference because I live in a gentrified neighborhood. The Black couples all have children. Half of them are not married. The Spanish people, they'll be married. They'll have 15 kids. The couple's like 30. The white couples, they be like 40 with 2 dogs chilling. I met a couple who live in my building who go to DR every weekend. A white couple. They both have jobs. They both work remote. And they travel over the world. And I don't even think they're thinking about having kids because at least one of them was 50 and one of them was like, I'd be like, my 39. So it's just like, I feel like we do this first before we connect. They connect first and then they go build a life and then they decide, should we or should we not? We just go, oops, let's figure it out. And I think that's what we're doing wrong. So love becomes partnership, not a rescue. You're not looking for a savior, a fixer, just a healthy bond. It's not a band-aid. You don't need someone to love you. No. You want a partner. Less drama and more communication. Healed people don't argue to win. They talk to understand. Watching people date who are not healed, because I see it all around me all the time. Everywhere I go, I ain't going to hold you. Work, Instagram, the TikTok, the outside, the walking. They're unhealed people. And healed people don't argue to win. They talk to understand. Put that in the comments if you get it. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment, and hit that bell. Hit that mother bell. Okay, I can't curse. All right, we getting through this video. I hope this podcast finds you. I'm going to do more stuff like this because I really want to get back to if you go back to my old LexieLondonn channel, it started like this. I wanted to be brown people news, education, but y'all wanted to hear about celebrity gossip. Y'all wanted to hear about Wendy Williams. But honestly, the conversations we need to have are not the most entertaining. You want me to pop an emoji in here? You want me to do a TikTok? Hype me up. Like, I'm trying to keep your attention span, Gen Z. I'm trying to keep your attention span. All right. Self-respect changes. My pencil holder out my notes. Self-respect changes what you accept. Woo! Can we say that again? What about that guy who's like, I don't have the best light and everything, but self-respect changes. Let me put more boobs out so I get more men to pay attention because men aren't visual. I don't even know. That's the best I could do. All right. Self-respect changes what you accept. Healing builds standards, not just preferences. A lot of women will go get their body done. Mind not healed, heart not healed. You're the same hope. Now you're just going to get used by more men who would never have been attracted to you if you didn't put these blow-up doll body parts on you. And I look at Evelyn Rosado. Look at all these. Drea's with a young NBA player. She's not married. She's just another baby mom to another man. This is like Drea's 7th, 10th athlete. I'm not judging her because This is the world we live in, and they finding ways to navigate. This is not a judgmental video. This is an open, honest conversation that needs to be had. Self-respect changes what you accept. Healing builds standards, not just preferences. Look at Gorgeous Doll. It's the girl on TikTok. She's like, oh my God, she exposed Future as being one of his thousands of side chicks. Future is a dog man. He doesn't need exposing. He has like 29 kids. His kids don't know him. And girls still line up to give him babies with a hope of a check. You ruin your body. Let this man who haven't raw and all these women go raw on you is disgusting to me. And I look down on these women. Y'all glorify them. They disgust me. But think about all these women who have all these surgeries. The Kardashians, none of them married. Abby Fletcher, not married. JT, not married. Young Miami, not married. Carly B, not married. Even when she was married, look how she was getting treated with. Because she's not healed. She went from a stripper, robbing / prostituting to love and hip hop to fame and success. That's why she's on the internet cursing and yelling at everybody, because she is not healed. She's still a little girl from the Bronx trying to feel accepted, looking for love. And then the nerve of her family to make them, she takes care of everybody in her family. You saw how much money her cousin charged her just to drive his own family around? And I get it. Life is money. But if I'm paying your bills, you live in my house, I should no way be paying you $500,000. I'm just saying. What better job you're going to get than this? It should be more like appreciation. Let me not drain the well. But self-respect changes what you accept. You're better equipped to raise healthy children. So the more emotional healthy you are, that's why old people are like, oh my God, I was the best mom now that I'm 50. Because I have the patience, because they got to know themselves. It shouldn't take 50 years, but we get distracted with jobs, life, kids, and all this shit that came that wasn't supposed to come yet. And for some of us bloodlines need to be clipped. Be clipped. If I knew what I do now, guys, my bloodline will be clipped. I don't think we need to go on further. What ain't shit happened the last 5,000 years that was worth it? Clip it. Only the most successful people, not in money, in health and mental health and healing, should be having children. Money helps though. Not much, but it does help. But not more than a healed parent does. All right, let's start ending this video soon, right? Why is this especially important in the Black community? If you made it this far, make sure you hit that notification bell to see all my videos, and make sure you subscribe. And I do get funny. I do laugh, but we need to have serious talks too. So let's go into why this is important, especially for us. Let's go through this fast because y'all don't like when I do this. Generational trauma is real, baby. Very real. Slavery, systematic racism, poverty, incarceration. It affected how we relate, trust, and love each other. Let's not even add drill music in, cops, hoods, violence, black on black crime. We could go on forever with that stuff. But it's real, and we ignore it. Our kids are out here dancing to drill music. We're out here buying them hip-hop-y clothes. The clothes we wear, jeans, all this fashion stuff, is streetwear. Streetwear is blue-collar worker wear, meaning poor people go to work wear. I hate to say it like that. Only working men wear jeans, supposedly. And now y'all made it fashion. So now y'all made the jobs y'all don't want clothes fashion. Plumbers clothes fashion. Electricians. The jobs that actually make bosses, 6 figures. So y'all out here looking rich with nothing. I drive past the shelter every day in Bed-Stuy. 40 men sit outside sharing 2 blunts. None of y'all can get a job. But McDonald's is beneath everybody who's homeless. Homeless shelters full of men with no job. My little brother used to work at factories. My other brother works at train station. My little brothers stay with a job. My brother Adonis, he works from here, fingerprints, security, school, overnight, whatever he had to do, Uber to make it. But he don't have time to heal. So make time to heal, guys. Generational trauma is real. All these things do affect us. But it's like, when do we go and stop and take a minute, babe? All right, culture can push love over healing. Our culture, change clothes, throw that. It's getting hot in here. All this music and TV and shows push love, love, love. Like, I think people think I'm going to find love in my life, then I'm going to figure it out. No, baby. All you're going to do is destroy someone else while they destroy you. And I hate to say it like that. And as Black people, we are really messed up. Not everybody. There's some Black princesses and kings out there. Like, some people who were born into wealth and great families. but then they get lost looking for love. I think the love lesson is not being taught in our community. Asian girls, Asian kids are being taught about love. I'm not even say girls, Asian people, Jewish people, what other race? Muslim people. Every culture and religion is out there talking about who to date, who to marry, who to marry, who to date, except for us. We're like, love. That was slavery, babe. We didn't have nothing besides love. So all you can bring was your heart. Now, babe, I need resources. I need a man who's balanced, who know how to handle his emotions, who's able to talk to me and lead me. Y'all want to be leaders? You have to lead. Girls, you want a man? You have to listen. You have to be able to be a leader low key too. And listen, that's the biggest part for me. I had to learn. I don't like to listen to nobody. I don't trust what people say because I grew up not being heard. So when people say stuff, I don't believe them because you lied. You know how many times my mother said she was coming and she didn't come? You know how many times my cousin said she was coming and she didn't come? My daddy? That's all drama. And you don't even think about it until something triggers it. Like just now, it triggered me. All right, let's keep going. Culture can push love over healing. Many are pressured to find someone more to find themselves. Remember that guy? Mwah, I take it to the side. Mwah. Remember that guy? I forgot him, but I used to love him. I don't know where he went. Too many broken homes start with broken people. I used to work at ACS, y'all, in New York City. And the saddest thing is watching these beautiful kids be born to parents who are drug addicts, mental health, don't care, selfishly focused, drug focused, money focused, another person love focused. F this kid. Nobody loved me, so why I gotta love? I was fine. Maybe you shouldn't be a parent. I actually like the abortion laws because it's going to trap people into being parents, which is bad and which is good, but it's going to really make people think about their choices. Is it? Let's see. All we could do is see. I just feel like we need to start practicing stuff, and we need to hold our family accountable. The Jewish people, if you disrespect the Jewish home or the Jewish religion, they shun you. That means goodbye forever. The whole community, daughter, son, mother, father, goodbye. There's no way your grandma should be traumatizing the whole family. The leaders of the families are usually the oldest people in the family. Why is everyone grandma dead and or traumatizing you? That makes no sense because they should be the most healed, but they haven't healed in 80 years. And now they're still fucking broken. And now they're breaking everybody else. For the next generation, they won't even be here to see. And all you can say about them is they used to curse you out. Ha ha ha. My grandma used to get drunk. Ha ha ha. I be thinking about all these ladies I met, Miss Tina, Miss Joanne. I can't think of nothing besides like fly clothes, outfits, and catchphrases. No healing. I can't think of one healed person I can't think besides myself that's trying to heal. I don't know any. People are all broke. And there's nothing wrong with being broke unless you're not trying to fix it. Try is the key word. Try. You don't have to be healed 100%. You're not going to be better after one conversation with your mom or something. It's to keep trying. It's to keep growing. It's to keep going. Oh, sidebar. Get my traps, the journal. Heal. But okay. If we don't heal, we repeat the same family wounds. Healing helps us build wealth, family, and power, which is the things you need in this world. When you was a little kid, I'm pretty sure if you had wealth, family, and power, you wouldn't have half these issues. So why are you having a baby? You have no wealth, family, or power. Huh? The first one I did the two. I was like, oh, I have mad family. Had the baby realize nobody's going to help me with this little girl, but me. I put a stop on it. I didn't go repeat the same mistake. I didn't go look for love again. No, I said, let me build my life. I'm still working on it, girl. All right. Emotional stability leads to better focused decisions in leadership. We need each other, but whole, not half. Say it with me. We need each other, whole, not half. Black love matters, baby. We make the best food, the best swag. The culture is ours. I ain't gonna hold you. But strong individuals make strong love. Look at Remy, look at Pat. All our examples of love, Will and Jada, were just pictures and images. How about we really have people we know are rock solid? We know have healed. Look at Barack and Michelle. I feel like they are some healed people that are together. I ain't saying they're perfect, but they look like they healed. They look like they healed. It looks like they're in a process of still healing. This is not going to be a quick fix. This is a lifelong journey. A lifelong lesson and a lifelong test. Not a test, but a lifelong thing. Philosophy you have to learn. I don't know. All right. What happens when we skip healing? Let's talk about that since we talked about everything else. Dating becomes toxic cycles, ghosting, cheating, trauma bonding, manipulation. Children suffer from unhealed patterns. Kids raised in dysfunctional, repeated, or get damaged by it, which is that's what happened to me. My mother had me. Someone else raised me. She came around when she felt like it, or when she could, when she felt like it mostly. And now I'm here. If I need something, who do I call? Maybe if it's bad, I'll call my aunt, but I try not to even ask her for stuff because, or her unhealed trauma gonna attack you. So I'll just suffer. That's what I would do though. But I'm trying to heal, so I'll speak about it with you. I'll make videos like this to hopefully no one else goes through this. We confuse drama with passion. Many think chaos equals love, and it doesn't, bro. Emotional burnout kills hope. Dating while broken leads to relationship fatigue and hopelessness, which I'm trying to avoid in us. Because all we have is spirit right now. And if we lose that, what is left? We don't have capital. We don't have community. We don't have family. We don't even have black love anymore. So we just have spirit, babe. We don't have money. We just have spirit. That's what makes the kids get up and dance. That's what keeps the swag going. That's what keeps the music flowing. It's the spirit. And that's all we have, babe. Did I say many think love is chaos, but it's not? Dating while broken leads to relationship fatigue and hopeless. We miss out on real love because we're still choosing based on wounds, not wisdom. What's that guy say? You know what I'm talking about? The black guy that live in the island. He be in the tree like, let that settle. I'm trying to move a little faster because I didn't expect to be here this long. Okay. All right. A few points that I want to bring up before I end this video. Why some still seek love while healing. All right. Love can inspire healing sometimes. The right partner can reflect your pain and support your growth, but you still have to do your work. I have a friend. She's married. I think she has a good partner for her, but the right partner can support growth, but you still have to do the work. I feel like since she's not all the way healed, her partner has to do extra work now. And she could have just came healed. They could have had a different life. And I'm glad that she found someone that understands and is gentle with her. Shout out to God. But at the same time, I always think about, damn, the burden on that person. Like, damn, I can't even be sad because you might be sad. I can't even do this because I have to do it for you. I can't even rest because I have to, you know what I mean? I have to constantly put myself out there because you can't. That's love, but I don't know if I want that love. That sounds to me like unhealed with unhealed trying to heal. And I ain't trying to do that. Not everyone is at the same stage. So some people are healing emotion, learning as love. Does that make sense? Not everyone's at the same stage. So maybe you meet a guy and you're just at the beginning of heal and he's at the end of heal, or you're opposite. Some people are on healing motion. So they're going through the motions, but they didn't heal yet. Learning as they love, which I guess is good. But at the same time, would you rather someone heal as they're learning? I be watching God. They be like, oh, he beat me. He's broken. And the only way he feels fixed is if he hurt you. And that's what sometimes broken love does. But let's keep going. Isolation isn't always the answer. That's something I have to work on because I isolate like a mug. Like I just said, delete all my friends, delete. None of these people were for me. Because like I said, as I healed, I realized eeny, meeny, miny, mo don't care about me for real. I was seeking a validation. I was seeking not to be alone. I was seeking a partnership. I was seeking anyone to be there. And now I'm ended up with these people who just found me because I'm seeking. But they're not giving me anything. They're just taking. And I'm feeling like just because they're here, I'm fulfilled, but I'm still lonely. I still can express myself. I still can't be myself. These people are not bringing me anything to my life. They're just pulling it and making it actually worse. But I'm sitting here because I don't want to be alone. So because I don't want to be alone, I'm going to bring myself. Think about it. Isolation isn't always the answer. And that's what I did. I isolated to protect myself, but it isn't always the answer. Community, healthy friendships, or safe relationships can aid in healing. I am seeking out healthy friendships. I have found a few, shout out to God. Traveling, I found most of my healthy friendships through traveling. I think these are also people trying to heal. And it's great to find people who are on the same wave as you. You don't have to explain. And you know what I love about traveling? I went to Thailand, go watch my vlogs on this channel. Summer's still coming. Phuket is coming, and China and Hong Kong is coming. But traveling, we was talking about some deep shit. We had some therapy sessions in these vans. Me with random 20 women and men. Some deep conversations, love, marriage, family, death, mothers. And I feel close to these people who I met once in my life more than people I have known all my life, because I was able to be real with them and just say how I feel with them. I talked about so much stuff that I never talked about with the people who are my best friends with strangers in another country. All right, so be clear. This video is about prioritizing healing and not rejecting love. I don't want you to think I'm rejecting love. Love is a great feeling. It's wonderful. But I feel like love is special. And we need to get back to the point where it's something special again. So I don't know. I'm going to give you my closing thoughts. So let me recap for you. If you made it this far, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. Let me do my YouTube stuff. Bang, bang. Hit the bell. A lot of y'all not hitting that bell. And shop my skin products and my ebooks, my journal, The Traps. Helps. All right. Dating isn't bad. Love isn't the enemy, but healing should be the foundation. I keep doing that. It's hard. Like, I clock that. Shout out to Shamar. Watch my Shamar video. Big Marco. Without it, love becomes a battlefield instead of a blessing. Encourage self-work. I got an ebook, The Traps, but there are other books you can use. Therapy and rest. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you here with this thought. This was a long video with a lot to fathom. I hope in the comments we start this positive conversation, or just start the conversation, because I don't see it happening nowhere else. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share if it resonated. What has healing taught you? I want to know. Please tell me in the comments. What has healing taught you about love? All right. Thank you so much. It's your girl, Brooklyn Lexie, aka Alexis. And I'll see you guys next time. Make sure you like, subscribe to this video. Bye.